Ladies and gentlemen, we meet again. I just wanted to make a hopefully quick video, although I say that literally almost every single one of my videos and they all end up being like 15-20 minutes. But I wanted to make a hopefully quick video showing you guys this right here. So as you can see on the two video sources that I'm showing on the screen right now, I bought this right here. Android 9, 802.11 BGN, which means it takes 5 gigahertz networks, touchscreen obviously, takes a mini SD card, 10.1 inch screen, 9,000 mega amp hour battery, MTK 6592 octa-core processor, so it has 8 processor cores, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabyte storage, takes dual SIM, it has GPS, and all that for $87. And it's in Los Angeles. So it's in the country, was what that means. Like, what, you can't go wrong. You kidding me? $87, it came to 91 after tax and all that. So, as you can see down here, like, they advertise this stuff all the time. Like, it's all pretty much the same specs all over the place. Octa-core 9, Android 9, octa-core, dual camera, 2.5D, that's type of glass. Wi-Fi, 4G, 8 gig, 128 gig. This one's only $68 for the same specs. Here's another one, different seller, 8 and 128, Android 9, 10.1 inch, 4G, LTE, dual SIM, 10.1. Oh, this one has 8 and 256 gig. Oh, and a 512 gig. They have a 512 gig, and that one's only $79. So these things have the specs of my phone. My phone has 512 gigabyte storage. My phone has a 2560 by 1440p screen. It has GPS and all that other stuff. Except the only difference is my phone wasn't $79. My phone was $1,300. I'm still paying it off, and it's like 2 years old. So to be able to get the same specs for $80, like, where can you go wrong in that? I didn't think you could, as long as you got those specs. So, I bought one. I bought this one right here. And now, let me jump down to the screen here. And let me show you guys what I got for my $91. So, this is the tablet. It does work. It's a tablet. Although you can't really tell on camera, but the screen is extremely dull. Like, I'm inside right now, and it's extremely dull. I could barely see it, and yes, the brightness is all the way up. Oops, I actually didn't mean to push that yet. Brightness, yeah, as you can see, brightness is all the way up. It actually looks great in my phone screen. Like right there, even, like, I could barely see that right now. My phone is picking it up actually pretty well. So, like, it works. It has apps. It can download apps. It has the Google Play Store. I didn't think it was possible to dislike it. The one good thing about it is it is super loud. Oh, you know what? Let me be careful what I play here because I don't want to get copyright striked or.
Hey, Chris, baby, that was my favorite superstar. So they holler my name.
Super loud. Sounds great, and that's not even the volume up all the way. When I turn the volume up all the way, it kind of sounds like crap. It gets like distorted and stuff. So, what are the issues then? Well, let me just quickly go by it. Let me go into settings, go to about tablet. Let's see, CPU, a 10 core. Well, I thought I paid for an 8 core. So cool, I got 2 extra cores. That's cool. What's this next to it? 2.5 megahertz. So there's a 10 core, 2.5 megahertz processor. That's weird. There hasn't been 2.5 megahertz processors for like 60 years. I think they meant 2.5 gigahertz, which means this stuff right here is not what Android is reporting to you like I thought it was. This has to be programmed what to say, which means clearly, obviously, somebody went in here and programmed that to say 10 core 2.5 megahertz, and they meant gigahertz. But when when you speak Indian or Mandarin or something like that as your main language and you barely speak English, it's probably kind of hard to get all these things perfect. So screen size 2560 by 1600. That's an easy way to check that. Take a screenshot. Screenshots will always take a 1-to-1 picture. So if you go to the picture and then go to details, 1280 by 800. So yeah, I thought this was a 2560 by 1600 screen or whatever it was. Nope, it's 1280 by 800. Oh yeah, another thing. Remember the 802.11 BGN? Well, guess what? This tablet, does not pick up 5 gigahertz networks. So they lied about that as well. What else? Android 9. Surely they wouldn't lie about the Android version, right? Oh, the marshmallow logo. This phone, I keep saying phone, this tablet has Android 6. This phone has Android 6. So they lied about that. So let's see, so far they lied about the, how many cores it had, the processor name, the screen resolution, the Android version. So let's check storage. Available 126 gigabyte. Total space 128 gigabyte. Cool. They didn't lie about something. Except, yeah, they did. Because if you go into Droid Info, which is also wrong on a lot of things, where is it? Memory. Internal memory, this says 12.7 gigabyte. So is it 12.7 gigabyte or is it 128 gigabyte? That's a good bit of difference. I looked up this board number, this M82KK. There's literally nothing on the entire internet about that number. M82KK underscore 2G underscore M9621. As you can see right here. Your search M82KK 2G blah 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 did not match any documents. So on the entire internet, that model number that I'm looking at on the tablet which says exists, Google says otherwise. Which means here on the tablet, they just typed in some letters, hoping that it looked cool, hoping that they were going to fool somebody. So 2560 by 1600, we proved that to be wrong, but even if it was right, 210 DPI and 48 hertz screen. What else is in here? Let's go to system. Wait a minute. Now the processor says it's an ARM v7 processor, Rev 3. And the board is an M82KK blah blah blah. And the chipset is a 6592. And it's a 4-core. It says right there, cores 4. So clock speed 598 megahertz to 2.5 megahertz. You notice that same thing there again, the megahertz instead of gigahertz, which means whoever fraudulently put this tablet together, they went into all the right places and changed things around, but they screwed up when they did it. I don't know if they were in a hurry or I don't know what was going on, but that should say 2.5 gigahertz. And the thing is, I have never seen, no matter what I do, I have never seen these 4 cores go above 598 megahertz. And Judging from the extremely laggy response time, like sometimes you touch the screen to move it and it doesn't move for, a few seconds. Like if you're downloading stuff while you're trying to do other stuff at the same time, it'll just freeze up. So what else? Memory, we got there already. The 12.7 gigabyte. Features, Bluetooth, GPS, yes. NFC, no. USB accessory, yes. Wi-Fi, yes. Wi-Fi direct, yes. Thermals, in case anybody cares. Battery. Now, I can't find any info on the battery to confirm that 9,000 milliamp hour. But I do know that I fully charged it yesterday and used it for like an hour playing with it and then set it down. And by the time the end of the day was over, with it sitting on the desk and not being touched, the screen not even on, the battery died from sitting there. So it's either a bad battery or a very weak battery, or I don't know. But I'm thinking definitely not 9,000 milliamp hour. Has an accelerometer, which seems to be working. But anyway, there you have it. Very, very disappointing. But I just wanted to make this video in case anybody else goes on eBay and likes looking for the best deal that they can for everything. Like I do, because I don't have a lot of money. I actually had, this morning, I had $91 in unemployment come through. That's what I'm going to be getting in unemployment now. The government shuts down 2 of my jobs where I was making decent money at. I filed for unemployment after 3 months of hearing nothing. It finally comes through, and it is $91. So I can eat. As soon as I'm done making this video and editing it and uploading it, all that, I'm going to go to the store and grab something to eat, which is great, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough to even survive off of that $91, which is coincidentally exactly what I spent on this. So I just spent an entire week's pay on getting a tablet that was a lie. And if it worked well, I wouldn't even mind that much. But it doesn't. It's too dim to use. The camera sucks. Literally every single thing about it sucks. It is a terrible, terrible tablet. So I already put in my return request. And like they always do when you try to return something, well, how about we just offer you $20 back? Like, what? No, I gave you $91 for a piece of shit tablet. And they literally said, well, it works, doesn't it? So how about we just give you $20 to keep it? No, give me my $91 back. Like, you kidding me? That's now it's a week worth of pay. Like, that's a lot of food. That's a lot. Like, like with this whole freaking Corona thing going on. Like, I'm not doing all that good at all. Like, I'm kind of screwed in life right now. Like, I have bills that are past due and overdue, and I had to cancel all my subscriptions to YouTube Premium and Disney Plus and Netflix and all that stuff. That saved me a couple bucks, and life is not all that good right now. So to get ripped off on $91 when it's like desperately needed for other things, not cool. Not at all cool. And I'm sure other people are in that same boat. Maybe they needed a tablet for work or for something, for anything, whatever it was. And you go on here thinking you've just happened to stumble onto some great deal. You finally pick one that's in the country. Oh, that's another thing, by the way. The shipping time, it took over 2 weeks for the tracking info to even say anything. And when that happens, what that means is it came from China. So obviously there is no tracking info when it's on a boat going from China to here. So they lied about that as well. It's not in Los Angeles, California. Who is the seller? Zia6503. Oh, what do you know? Based in China, Zia6503 has been an eBay member since September 5th, 2018. They have 98.3% positive. They have 15,000 sales. I didn't see this China part beforehand. I just look at their percentages and the amount sold. If they have like in their 90s positive and they have a ton of like 15,000 sales, you could pretty much count on they're legit. You know, if they have like, 20 ratings and they have 100% positive, you know that they just paid a bunch of people to give them good ratings. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that that is what's been going on in my world. Zia 15,996. That is the seller. This seller, at least, like I guarantee all these people down here, they're all pulling the exact same scam. But yeah, that's all. I'm gonna get this edited up now and slapped on YouTube. And yeah, you guys have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and don't buy tablets from China.